The ship made its way down the river in a calm and quick speed. It had been many long hours since they left Freya, and the war with Horska behind them. And it returned to tranquility in the Horkscan countryside. Mostly-breasted birds fluttered on their perches, and disturbed by the sudden appearance of a ship with 6 small equines. A fox that was taking a drink scurried away into the trees, on the sight of a ship coming close to the riverbank. Because this looks like it was going to plow through it. It swerved about and straightened its course once again. Sorry! Sorry! Twilight whispered, after the 10th time that it happened since they left. Fluttershy didn't really care. Her mind was too occupied with what would happen at the end of this boat trip. Her final battle of Heimdall was in the Horskin Sea, and every inch towards it was more agonizing than the wounds she received from the soldier on her first day in Horska. She stood at the prow of the ship, leaning forward to the side of the multitudes of fish that swarmed around the hull, picking out fish they considered food. She wondered if they worried about the world they lived in, if they knew about some events that happened in their country, or other countries, and worried what it meant to them. She knew they were probably oblivious to the threat that they were facing at the moment, the one only her and her friends now knew. So it was probably for the best he didn't know. Row, row, row your boat down the sea. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream. Piggy sang before letting out a high-pitched scream. Woo! She was laying on her back against the mast, looking rather relaxed. Fireside looked at Becker with a perplexed look. She couldn't understand how she could be like that when this could be their last day on this world. Alzek and Rarity were sleeping on a bench each, their legs tucked beneath their stomachs and looked peaceful. But Fluttershy told them it would take all day and into some of the evening. Alzek and Rarity decided to get some shut-eye to preserve their strength. A rainbow had flown ahead to scout for them, and hadn't returned since. In all honesty, it was making Fluttershy worried about where she was gone, and if she was all right. Hey, Fluttershy, Twilight said quietly, moving next to her and leaning against the edge of the hull. What are you looking at? Oh, just some fish who was eating chunks of stuff off the hull of the ship. I'll take my mind off of what's coming, as you can see. She looked at the hull, for Twilight could see it was shaking violently with fear. No luck so far. Twilight smiled comfortingly at her, and placed the hoof on Fluttershy's. The Pegasus could feel Twilight's rather warm hoof shake with her own, but she found it to be slightly comforting. Thanks, she said, a small blush appearing. You're doing good work with the ship, by the way. Twilight blushed and moved her free hoof modestly. Oh, I'm not that great. I mean, I nearly crashed the ship into the bank about 100 times. Well, I counted 10 times. But the key word here is nearly. You're doing well so far. So keep it up and we should get there. I bet you don't want to get there, though, do you? After a moment of silence, Fluttershy shook her head. I wish I had nothing to do with him, Twilight. But I just can't ignore the threat he is to everything I hold dear. Twilight nodded in understanding, and looked back at the ripples flowing from the ship as it made its way across the river. Actually, there's something I want to talk to you. Well, 2 things, actually, Twilight said. First, I looked up from the river. What did you want to talk about? Well, you see, I was wondering if you were ever interested in writing a book. Fluttershy tilted her head slightly to the right. Well, there have been sometimes when I thought about doing one, and see if I could do it. But I was always put off by the amount of attention authors received. I didn't think I could cope with that, so I was always sort of aside. Why do you ask? I was thinking, if it's okay with you, that when we get back to Ponyville, maybe you and I could start writing about Dragonlord history, or what you've learned and what you told me. Just couldn't believe no one had ever heard of them. And I was hoping you and I could change that. These warriors had done so much that they deserved to be at least commemorated for their actions. Not to mention it'd be utterly fascinating for ponies who are into that sort of thing, Twilight explained. Fluttershy looked at her with wide eyes, and the parted mouth of her expression. I agree they should be known for what they did, she answered after a while. And I don't think there's any rule there shouldn't be a book about. I'll think about it and see what happens. Sounds like a nice idea, though. The 2 fell silent as they watched the world go by them. Fluttershy's eyes moved to a family of swallows, nestling into the trees close to the river. One pierced on the trunk had beautiful light blue green feathers that seemed to glare in the sunlight. What was that other thing you were thinking about? Firesight broke the silence. Twilight paused to deck of the hoof of the ship, and as she tried to come up with what she wanted to say. You know, you said that night you lost your father, and you killed that remnant? Twilight stopped when she saw Firesight wince. I never wanted to kill him, Firesight said, the pain of that memory still fresh in her mind. She looked away. It was an accident. I never... Twilight put her free hoof on his shoulder. Hey, it's okay. I'm not judging you about it. Firesight looked her way again. You're not? Twilight shook her head. Of course not. You did it to save your father. I completely understand that. No, I wanted to ask you how it felt. Firesight looked confused. Felt? Twilight nodded. I've read so many books where the main character kills someone for the first time, and each character feels a different emotion, she explained. Some feel shock and sick at doing such a thing. Some feel joy at doing it. Others feel saddened by it. But since you were fiction, I didn't really think you were correct. So I was wondering what you felt at doing such a thing. First I nodded to begin to understand what she was asking. She looked back at the river and began to think of the emotions that ran through her at the time. I think it's really a combination of all three, she answered eventually. She looked once again at Twilight, who was surprised at the answer. I was shocked at first when I did it, realizing I took a life when all I wanted to do was help life, not destroy it. Then I felt sadness because of it, and finally joy as I realized in doing what I did saved my father. She looked away from the unicorn, back towards the water. Even so, I feel scarred by it, tainted as it were. Should I feel that? Twilight said to herself, comfort the mare, her look never removing itself from Fire's eyes. I don't think so. You did what was necessary, and you knew your father longer than you would have if you did nothing. First I looked at Twilight for a moment, then sighed. All the same, it was a feeling I never want to have again. But you're going to have to, Twilight pointed out. If we're facing Heimdall today. Not if I find another way, Fireside said, much to Twilight's surprise. You don't want to kill him anymore? Fireside nodded surprise. But you said that night you lost your father there was no other way. In fact, you didn't want there to be another way. That was why I was stricken with grief and rage, Fireside said, moving a part of her mane out of her face, behind her ear. I let my anger do the thinking, and according to the rules of the Dragonlords, I was dooming myself to become him. Twilight snorted. You two have nothing in common, and never will. Even so, you're a better pony than I am. I would stop at nothing until he's dead if he killed any of my family. Or my friends. First, I stayed silent for a moment. Do you know why Heimdall began his war of genocide? First, I asked. Twilight shook her head. Because he lost his son in the Great War. The war was dragging on, and he had enough. So he ordered his dragons to oppress the races involved to stop the war. But it failed. In the end, he lost his son to ponies. He was then sent to exile for breaking the dragon's code, turned away and shunned when he needed comfort. He was so overcome with grief and rage, he began to hate everything. And that was how Heimdall was born. Twilight gave the first I will look at disbelief in her face. I can't believe that. How can anyone be that cruel and turn away from someone who needs help? It was a dark and cruel time, Twilight. She got outside and stared back at her reflection in the river. So you see, we have more in common than you thought. Twilight leaned over and looked at her reflection, then at Fire's eyes. There's one thing you seem to have forgotten. First I looked back at her friend. Heimdall had no one to turn to after his son died, and no one to help him through a difficult time. But you have us. She indicated with her free hoof to the 3 ponies laying on the deck before them. First I looked down with a small smile, then back to Twilight. I haven't forgotten about you. How could I forget you? I'm grateful for all of you for trying to come with me. And thank you, Twilight. You'll always know what to say to me to comfort all of us. Twilight smiled away the hoof modestly. You're welcome. The two friends fell silent once more, and watched as another school of fists appeared beside the ship. The dad's form was gone faster than a lightning strike. Hey, look, birds! A voice came from behind them. Ah! That's the supporter light shipper! I'm sorry, Somewhere out there, you hear the author shouting, "They're friends!" Yeah, that's what Matt said about Kimono War. See what happened to them. True. The two ponies turn around to see Rainbow Dash sitting on the deck with a large grin on her face. Ha ha! You answered that! She pointed at them. So, how long have you two been going out? Twilight and Fluttershy looked at each other, then back at her incredulously. We aren't in a romantic relationship, Rainbow! Twilight said. Fluttershy beside her nodded in agreement, even as she tried to hide a blush of embarrassment. Rainbow cocked an eyebrow. Oh, really? Then explain the holding hooves. She was comforting me when she saw my hoof shaking, Fluttershy explained. She held her hoof up, and Rainbow saw it was shaking like a leaf during a gale. Relax, you two. I was only joking, Rainbow said with a dismissive wave of her hoof. She moved up alongside them and leaned up against the side. I could pretty much understand why she was doing that. Imagine your nerves must be breaking at this point by now. Fluttershy nodded in agreement. They are, but I'm keeping them in check at the moment. Anyway, where did you go? I was beginning to wonder where you were. I went ahead and had a look at the horse can see, Rainbow replied. It's a really breathtaking place. Calm as the sea on a summer's day, like Charles said it was. Hard to believe a battle took there once. Yes, and today another will take place there, this time under the sea. As I said, under the sea! Down where it's wetter, down where it's better, take it from me! Up there to work all day, down here we play the day away. All time to floating, dedicated to floating, take it from me! What? Guys, I'm sorry. I know some of you are used to my gags on here, but this is all I got. I like to speak too much. She looked ahead to see the two mountains that were still many miles away, standing apart from each other like towers to a gatehouse. They are a gatehouse, first I thought. A gatehouse to Heimdar's present. She felt a night tighter stomach as they inched closer. Once they could make the ship go a little faster, so they could get over and done with. But it wouldn't be fair to Twilight. So, you were wondering where I was, huh? Rainbow asked with a little grin. Were you worried about me? First I looked back at her with a concerning look. I always worry about you, Rainbow Dash. I worry about all my friends. Rainbow chuckled and flung a hoof over Fluttershy's shoulders. It's vice versa for me. Fluttershy suddenly felt Rainbow's head across her shoulders shake. Rainbow, you're trembling. Rainbow grinned reassuringly, removed the leg from Fluttershy's shoulder. It's all right. Just a bit cold, that's all. Fluttershy raised an eyebrow in disbelief. Rainbow sighed. All right. I'm a little scared as well. No shame in being scared, Rainbow, Twilight said. I imagine we all are. Rainbow nodded in agreement. Yeah, I guess you're right. Three ponies fell silent once more as they watched the family of otters sit by the riverbank, watching them pass and waiting for them to leave, so they could dive and get their dinners. How much longer do you think it'll take us to get there, Rainbow? Fluttershy asked. Rainbow's forehead furrowed with thought as she remembered how long it took her to get there, then taking a moment to see how fast the ship was going. Well, judging by the speed of this tortoise of a ship, she answered, and the fact that the sun's begun its descent, I would say the ship could have been there by early to mid-evening. Fluttershy's ears fell flat against her head and sighed sadly. I'm sorry, Fluttershy, but I don't think I can get this ship to go any faster, Twilight said. Fluttershy looked at her and smiled comfortingly. Don't worry about it. It would be fair on you if you could. She looked back across the riverbank. So what do we do while we wait? How about, Twilight answered distantly, how about we plan out what we're going to do when we get there? And when we have to face Heimdar? With a plan on our side, what could possibly go wrong? Fluttershy fought down on one of her to punch Twilight for saying those words. All she did was instead groan and plant a hoof on her face. Rainbow, on the other hand, looks like she lost the will to live. Well, that's it. There's absolutely no chance of us winning now. If anybody needs me, I'll be in paradise. Rainbow said, bringing her bracelet up so she could slip across her throat. First, I quickly brought her hoof up to try to pull the bracelet away. She stopped when Rainbow started laughing. Relax, Fluttershy. It's only joking. Doubt the sword can even come out to kill its own master. She moved her hoof out of the way slit for the blade to come out. The rider was thrilled to see her work. Despite several attempts, the blade wouldn't come out. See? Harmless to me. She smiled absurdly at Fluttershy. Thank you, though, for trying to stop me. You're welcome, Fluttershy responded, slightly confused at the thank you. Now go start walking the others for our war cancel. Rainbow saluted, tried not to wake Pinkie, while Fluttershy turned to Twilight. A war cancel sounds like an absolute Twilight again. Say those words again, and I'll proceed to the horse and see myself when we get there. Twilight tilted her head to the side, completely oblivious to what she just said. What words? Fluttershy rolled her eyes. You know, I want to say that nothing could go wrong, but now there's a huge chance that everything could go wrong. She fumed. Oh! Twilight's ears flattened against her head, and eyes lowered to the ground. Sorry. Fluttershy relaxed. It gave her a friendly smile. She couldn't stay mad at her friends for long, no matter how hard she tried. It's okay. I forgive you. The two ponies turned around when they heard Rainbow shouting in Pinkie's ear, sinking her like a sack by soldiers. Come on, Pinkie! We need to get ready for a war council! Once he finished, Pinkie's ears were spinning. It felt like she was going to be sick. That was for when you woke me up in the morning when we left Camelot, Rainbow said with a sharp nod on her head. Twilight and Fluttershy shook their heads displeasedly. Kids these days, Twilight complained. Fluttershy nodded in agreement. You wake Rarity, I wake Applejack. Fluttershy agreed and went off to Rarity. Twilight close behind to wake Applejack. Now half an hour later, the 6 mirrors were standing in a circle, with some small pebbles Twilight found below the beds to represent them. One large one to represent Heimdall. Okay, Twilight began. Rainbow said we should be there in about a few more hours, so I thought we should make a war council so we can have some idea what to do when we face him. This is going to be difficult without the elements of harmony with us, but I don't know we can do it if we always do what we always do, work together. The 5 ponies around her nodded as confidently as they could in the present situation. Out of curiosity, what do you think the elements would have done to Heimdall if we had them with us? Twilight shrugged. I don't know. Freeze him in stone, probably. That's well enough, Fluttershy came in. But they'll only last while we live, and after that the spells start to break. Probably best to find a way to bring him down. Permanently. Twilight nodded in agreement. So, this is what I came up with. With our magic, she moved 2 of the pebbles that were floating above the large pebble. Rainbow danced at Fluttershy. If there's enough room for both of you to fly, you can take him from above. With Fluttershy delivering the fatal blow, since her father's sword is the only one that can finish him. Not fly low around him, and when he's low, strike at his head. She moved the remaining 4 pebbles in a line in front of the giant pebble. Fluttershy, those key stars were made. Do you think it would affect other magic casters as well, rather than just Heimdall? Fluttershy looked at the 5 keys that were arrayed in a line, each of them with the emblem of the Dragonlord Order in front of it, each beginning to faint glow as the day was starting to dim. There was a lot of blood spilled to get these. She hoped they were worth it. I'm not sure, Twilight, she answered, looking back at her friend. They could do it, but my father said Starsoul built them with only to affect Heimdall's magic abilities. So again, they might not. I'm sorry I can't be more of help. That's okay. In any case, I plan for both possibilities. If me and Rarity are able to cast magic, we'll stand at the sides and fire beams of light at him, hopefully blinding him and distracting him from Rainbow and Fluttershy. Not that we attack him from both sides and hit his wings. Belly and tail, you get the idea. She paused for breath, stood to the 2 representing Pinkie Pie and Applejack. While you 2 will attack from the front. Pinkie, with your fast and light reflexes, and Applejack with your strength, you should keep Heimdall busy while we take sides. With him distracted from the front, sides, and rear, and the top, we'll surely take him down. Fluttershy's jaw hanging off as she realized how strong Twilight's plan was. That was impressive, she commented. And you came up with that in half an hour? Well, no, Twilight replied. Small blush going. I've been thinking about how we could take it down for a while. I just thought now would be an appropriate time to bring it up. Certainly a impressive plan, nonetheless, Applejack said with a confident grin. What plan that? What could possibly... Before she could finish, the 5 ponies immediately jumped on top of her. And somewhere up there, the DM is watching, grinning, and rolling the dice. For the next 5 hours, the ship made its slow yet steady way up the river, with the 6 ponies on board practicing with their swords and crossbows, steeling themselves for the coming battle. The duels with the swords were a one-sided contest where Fluttershy took part. She brought them in a yielding position in less than a minute. The duels with her friends took her mind off the eventual battle with Heimdall for a while, but that was only for a little while. As well as dueling, Fluttershy watched the sun begin agonizing, slow descent over the horizon, and the mountains that held the horse could see together getting closer and closer, until the low light of the sun made them black as shadows and barely visible. When he disappeared, she looked down the river, watching the ripples from the ship as it plowed through the river. Fluttershy, Twilight said next to her, shaking her left shoulder with a hoof. She couldn't remember how long she had been looking at the water. Must have been for a long time. For she looked up, the sun had completely gone, and the stars had started to appear. Fluttershy looked around to see her friend looking scared. We're here. Fluttershy looked up and around to see she was right. Between the ship, the two mountains stood, higher than the mountain that Cat rested upon, with their slopes steep and treacherous. The sight of the mountains made the knot in Fluttershy's stomach tighten as he went beyond them, down till her horse could see itself. She looked from the mountains to the sea itself and gasped. It was as Rainbow described it, breathtaking. The sea was as calm as the sky on a summer's day, with a bright, clear reflection on the moon illuminating the water. Around them, the mountains were ranged together like a city wall penned to see in, or illuminated a dark gray by extraordinary bright moonlight. One of us know we're here and what we're up to. First I thought, now she's helping us by lighting the way. Sleep, Twilight, Applejack said. I just thought of a great idea as part of your plan. Twilight turned around to listen to what she had to say. That's it, Fluttershy. How will we bundle Heimdall's head? Give him a nasty headache. She placed a hoof to her head and groaned. Twilight rolled her eyes. It must have been at least 5 hours when the ponies bundled Applejack to stop her from saying the most accursed words known to Ponytail. Can't believe you're still sour about that. You try having 5 favorite ponies on top of you. See how you feel afterwards. Fluttershy lowered her ears and walked up to her Earth Pony friend, her eyes confessing her guilt. I'm really sorry about that, Applejack. I didn't want to go as far as I did. I'm sorry about the headache as well. Applejack looked at her for a moment, smiled comfortably. Relax, Sugar Cube. I'm not lying, really. But you got our superstitious buzz. You know that? Says the pony who adamantly believes Akora put a curse on us. Twilight said with a smirk. Oh, so do you! Applejack retorted. After a while, Twilight reminded her. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, Applejack. I wanted to try something on your sword I've been reading a while back. Do you mind? Applejack timidly nodded, lifted her right leg up, and allowed her sword to come out of its scabbard. Twilight lowered her head, so the tip of her sword was touching it, and then it fell to a bright magenta glow at first. For a while, nothing happened, but suddenly the sword began to glow white as its leaned forwards, returning to its dark steel color. Twilight backed away from it, a satisfied grin on her face, while both Fluttershy and Applejack looked confused. What does you do? Applejack commented. Make the sword heat resistant and fireproof, Twilight answered. Heimdall being a burning dragon and all, thought it'd be best. Can you really do that? Fluttershy asked. Of course. How else do you think my library survived a dragon attack? It won't last, though, till the sun rises again properly, so we have to be quick. Now, Fluttershy, could I do the same to your other sword? Fluttershy nodded as she lifted her leg to present Fire Wing. Fluttershy did the same thing to that, and moved away, proceeded to the other swords as well, leaving Applejack with Fluttershy. You nervous, Fluttershy? Applejack asked. Fluttershy nodded. Terrified. Yourself? I don't want to leave this ship when we get there, to put it one way. Applejack said with a shaky smile. Well, you can if you like. I'll go down myself while you girls stay up here and relax. Applejack chuckled. How can we relax while you're down there being him? I said I don't want to leave the ship when we get there, because the man'll stay here. I'm going down with you, if you like it or not. Fluttershy smiled, trying to look confident for her friends, but found it waning. She feared that Heimdall would be a match for them. The ancient dragon was only defeated by ponies that were genetically augmented with dragon blood before. So what use could the 5 of her friends be other than cannon fodder? That was when she realized to her wide eyes that Twilight's plan was just that. Them being the bait while Fluttershy made the fatal blows. She knew it would be too late to change Twilight's plan now. so she held to pray she could be quick for their sakes. Bit his hind dart before he could hurt one of them. Sugar Cube? You alright? Applejack asked. First I realized she had zoned out, shook her head to cleanse it. She looked up at Applejack. You look like you were somewhere else this day. You seem tense. First I nodded. Sorry, I did zone out for a moment. And yes, I do feel tense. Shoulders felt close together and her legs felt heavy. Applejack gave her a sympathetic smile and walked behind her. Hold still. I'm going to give you a shoulder massage. She reared up and pressed her host to Fireside shoulders. I don't think that's necessary. She trailed off and let a pleasurable sigh as he felt the tension in her shoulders disappear. As her friend's host made her way up and down her shoulders. You shouldn't be tense, Fluttershy. I know this is going to be hard on you, but you'll need to stay calm and have a black mind. Applejack advised. Clear mind will help you think straight when we do face Heimdall. Don't worry about us. Just stick to Twilight plan and everything will come out fine. I promise. Fluttershy nodded, before letting out another pleasurable note. Applejack hit a really tense point and destroyed it. Are you okay with Twilight's plan, though? Are you comfortable with basically being baked? Applejack stopped to massage. Didn't move for a moment as Fluttershy thought she was considering Twilight's plan. So you figured it out, then? Fluttershy spun her head around to face her. You knew? She whispered. You knew and you still walk up to it? We all knew, Fluttershy, Applejack said. Twilight rang through us quick before we came after you when you went to Freya's tent. Twilight stared at her in disbelief. How can you risk your lives like this? Because we have the utmost faith in you. We know you won't let us down. We know we won't let any of us come to harm. What if I do mess up? Fluttershy demanded. What if I lose the courage of seemingly gained and cowered in the corner like you girls die as claws? Applejack didn't reply for a moment, but simply stared at her with remorseless eyes. We know that won't happen. And we know that you won't stand by and watch us die. We know it, and you know it. We have faith in you, Fluttershy Firewing. You have faith in yourself? Fluttershy studied Applejack for a moment, then looked at her other friends. Rarity was jumping for joy and hugging Twilight as the unicorn had somehow placed a spell on her that regrew her tail. But unfortunately, her mane was still as sore as it was. I don't know, I like it. Pinky was at the front of the ship, her eyes peeled across the sea, looking for the island that was the entrance to Hindar's prison. Rainbow was at the back, curled up with a blanket atop her as she slept soundlessly. When they all noticed her looking out, they all gave her a small, brave smile and then looked away. They all had faith in her, every single one of them. It filled her with confidence she thought she would never feel at this point. Do you have faith in me? She thought, and I have faith in myself. She turned back to face Applejack. I have faith in myself, Applejack. I won't let you down. Applejack grinned and patted the Pegasus on the shoulder. I know you won't. She opened her mouth to speak, but stopped when Pinky let out a squeal. Quick! We're here! We're here! She pointed out, pointing to Hope at what she had just seen. As the other ponies raced to the front of the ship and leaned over the side to get a view. Even Rainbow, who heard the commotion, saw it out of her blanket. Fluttershy took the air and floated above Pinky. Her eyes shot across the horizon to see what it was. Hoping that Pinky just saw a bird or a fish move above the wire. She was surprised and horrified to see it wasn't either. It definitely was the island that was the entrance to Hindar's prison. It was from the air, a large circle like a rock shaped like a termite's mound, sitting in the center of the island. The rock was huge, as it was a two-story house, as wide as their cottage back home. No spikes of rock coming out of it. The ship suddenly lost its magenta color, which began to slowly cross towards the island. Alright, girls, Twilight said with a hit of nervousness in her voice. We best get ready to land. 6 minutes they set about getting ready for landing. Placed their saddlebags in a pile at the back of the ship. Upstack, Fluttershy, Twilight, Rarity, and Rainbow all took possession of one of the keys, so they could open a way into his prison. Afterwards, they all sat around with whatever food they had left and had a meal. They all ate in silence, exchanging glances out again as the island got closer and closer by the minute. Guess, Rarity said, suddenly put down a piece of lettuce. If I don't... Applejack slammed a hoof over her mouth. Don't you dare say what I think you're going to say, Rarity! Applejack glared at her. Rarity gently removed the hoof from her mouth. Applejack didn't resist. Please, let me continue, Rarity said. Applejack kept glaring at her, but remained silent. If I don't come out again alive, I would like you all to sell the boutique. Keep the dresses for yourselves. Or finish the ones I started, if you like. Fluttershy looked at her friend with her mouth agape. Well, if I don't... Oh, don't you start! Applejack shouted, her eyes glistening. It's okay, Fluttershy. We know what you want to do. Twilight said suddenly. You put in your letter you left us in Trot's. And Applejack? I think it might be best if we do go with this, just in case. Applejack sifted back her tears. I know. I just don't want us to think like that! I know, Twilight said with a comforting smile. If I don't come out again, I want one of you to look after Spike for me. Sell the library and tell my mom, Dad, Shane, Cadence, Celestia, Luna that I love them all. She went against saying specifically who should do that, just in case more than one of them didn't make it. Well, I like my house to pass over to school when she's older, Rainbow said. A small smile came across her face as she remembered her #1 fan. I'm sure her aunts would love that. See, they always liked me for being an inspiration for her. This was a better one than it was. And then bring over her mom and dad. They're pretty cool ponies, too. Well, I don't like it, Applejack said, tears running freely. Tell my family loves them all dearly. Be a comfort for them, yeah? Stick with Apple Bloom. So let's hang around with me, so he'll be sure to fill my hole if I'm going. No one can ever fill that hole, Applejack. Fireside said, turned to look at Pinky. Looked a little solemn. What about you, Pinky? Do you want us to do anything for you? Pinky looked up and nodded. Keep partying and keep laughing. That's all I want you to do for me. The 6 mares looked at each other for a moment, and wrapped their forelegs around each other into a tight group hug. Even if some or one of us falls, Twilight said, her eyes glistening with tears, we'll all come home together. The 6 mares nodded in agreement. They suddenly felt the bow of the ship shift a little bit, come to a sudden halt as they hit something. The 6 mares didn't need to look up to know what had happened. They had landed. We arrived, Fluttershy thought. Now to finish what my father and the Dragonlords started. Fluttershy broke contact with her friends, wiped her eyes, spun around, and with a deep breath of air, trotted to the side of the ship and jumped off. Upon landing, she screamed out as the water felt like 1,000 cold needles piercing her legs. She ran ashore and began jogging on the spot to warm them up, fearing they would break off from the freezing temperatures. Careful, girls, she called to the others. The water's freezing. Rainbow appeared above the ship, a second later, landing next to her. Seriously? You could just use these for once. She gestured with her head towards her wings and wiggled her feathers. I thought the water wouldn't be that cold, Fluttershy said defensively. Twilight teleported her a second later, moved to the water edge. She lowered her head and the horns started glowing. While she was doing this, Rarity appeared next to Rainbow after teleporting, followed by Pinky, who swung from a rope on the ship. Finally, Applejack, who jumped in the water and screamed out its icy touch. They waited for Twilight as he studied the strange temperature of the water. He had other matters to press on, Twilight knew, but this was extraordinary. Her horns stopped glowing. She looked at a look of surprise on her face. The water's cold, Twilight stated. Tell us something we don't know, Twilight, Applejack sighed, rubbing her legs together to warm them up. Okay, the water's impossibly cold. So cold that if you stay in it for long enough, you'll freeze to death in less than a minute, Twilight went on. The sea should be a thick block of ice, or a massive glacier, but instead it's this. She waved her hope to the water that now surrounded them. But how's that possible? Pinky asked. It's been out of the sun all day, and it couldn't get this cold that quick. Nice and not that cold. She was right. There wasn't a cold night breeze that made the coast stand on end. Twilight looked at Pinky, then around at the mountains that hemmed him in. Magic, she whispered. The entire horse could see is built. No, grown by magic that's completely off the scale. The Dragonlords must have been incredibly gifted in magic. I wish I was one now. First I raised an eyebrow. Well, you could see setting you on fire and see if you rise from the dead. Twilight looked at her in horror. On second thought, I'll pass. First I smiled. That's good. I wouldn't want you to in the first place. Well, anyway, girls, Applejack interrupted them. Shouldn't we be getting on with what we're here for? Twilight and Fluttershy sighed simultaneously, and both ponies nodded. Twilight moved away from the water and stood facing the rock giant. So, what do we do now? She turned her head to look at Fluttershy. Fluttershy put a hope to her head. She had a thought. I imagine we find a place to send the rock where the keys sit. then saw a man with the keys to the rest. She looked at the rock intensely, as did the others. Where would they go? Let me have a look, she offered. She went her head and let her horn go once again. After a moment, 4 magenta clouds appeared in 4 neat circles on the rock where the keys would be placed. Most confusing are the 6 ponies that were there. 1, 2, 3, 4, Rarity counted. There's only 4 slots for the keys to go in. Where does the 5th go? Pinky asked, looking at where signs he had in the house. Percy looked confused. I don't know, she replied. She put it back in her maid for safekeeping. The other 4 ponies with the key began sliding to a place one by one. The keys fitted perfectly. Each one sitting with a symbol and facing the rock. Twilight had the last one, and with a gulp of dread of what would happen, fitted the last one in place. Nothing happened. So, what do we need now? Pony shrugged. Play the waiting game, I guess. He replied. Just as he finished speaking, a little rumble echoed from the ground below them. Then the rock began to spin anti-clockwise. Slowly at first, then faster as it began to sink into the ground like it was in quicksand. 6 mirrors backed away in fright as the rock began to disappear. In its place was a set of stairs that spiraled down into the darkness. When the stairs revealed, Fluttershy was the first to take a step. He didn't make it far, however, when a beam of bright, golden light shot out of the hole, sending Fluttershy into her back and laying the others low. The light shot up into the sky, lightening the sky into something that looked like the earliest hour of the dawn. When it was made above the mountains, it stopped, and a vast number of beams of light shot out from the main one, each heading towards a mountain. He struck the top of the mountains, creating a huge golden shield that could be seen as far as the Iron Hoof Fortress. Fluttershy grinned. This must be the spell that blocks Hindar's abilities. She got back on her host and returned towards Twilight. Can you do any magic, Twilight? Twilight looked to the ground for a moment, thought of a simple spell she could try. Eventually, she went with Levitating Rainbow Dash. She closed her eyes and pointed her horn towards the Pegasus. It began to nervously back away from her. Twilight's horn began to glow magenta once again. Rainbow squealed as he was lifted into the air by Twilight's magic. The Fluttershy would have let the rainbow squeal. She didn't feel like it. The spell, by the looks of it, didn't work. Don't give up hope, darling. Rarity comforted her upon seeing Fluttershy's ears fall flat. There's still a chance it just affected Heimdall. Yeah, Fluttershy agreed. The only way we're going to find out is to go down there. She looked at the golden shield that now enveloped the Horskin Sea, saw it fizzing out suddenly, then returning to normal. She realized if Heimdall wasn't able to use his magical abilities, it won't be long before he could. Was there a chance he could stop him? Fluttershy took a deep breath, took a step towards the entrance. She looked back to see her friends looking at her expectantly. Now they were here, it felt like she had to make the decisions. If she was completely honest, it looked good to be in charge for a little while. Let's go, she ordered. She turned away from her friends and trotted towards the top of the stairs. The stairs spiraled right to the right, not giving her the comfort of knowing where the bottom was. She glanced back to see Twilight close to her. To her noticed size, the first step was down in front of her. She placed a hoof on the first step, then the second, the third, until her legs were guiding her down the stairs, followed by her friends. Meanwhile, in the darkness, 2 eyes shot open. They were raised in flames, with no pupil to see the creature was looking at. He could sense her, feel her. She was close now, herself and her friends. He sneered and raised his head up towards the doors where he could be seen coming to face him. Dear sister, that's you. The last of the Dragonlords is here. Heimdall announced in the darkness. It is time.